Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our webinar for tonight. My name is Talita Mini, and as you all can see, this is my family. So I have 3 boys and a husband, and we live on the Queensland coast. So my husband works away and I work from home, and that's how we have our lifestyle that we live. So with my 3 boys, they are very busy. They're 9, 7 and 2. And so I have found this to be a great path for us because I need to be around them and support them through this journey. So where my story started with Biohack was more than 3 years ago, a friend of mine started talking to me about oxidative stress. And actually she mentioned it on Facebook. So I don't know who's here from Facebook or where did you hear this from, but you might be like myself, who was curious to find out more about oxidative stress. And the reason that that interested me was quite a few years ago, my oldest son was born and we were thrown into parenthood with quite a challenge. You know, he wasn't sleeping well. He wasn't a very easy baby. And so it was quite a shock, as you can imagine. So through this journey, as he, grew older, we realized that he was struggling with focus and concentration, and he was just a very busy boy. And then 3 years ago, he also developed a serious illness that we just wanted to help him and support him with. So with this journey, I started looking into lots of different ways that we can change our lifestyle and somehow have an impact on our bodies. And one of those things was diet. So we noticed that if we cut sugar out, it made a huge difference. If we cut out preservatives, it made a big difference. And then also some other things we tried was supplementation. So we did a lot of, magnesium and a lot of different things. And some things worked and we could see the difference over a period of time. And then other things we felt wasn't enough to really continue with. But through this journey, my eyes have been opened, and I've learned every day. I learn more every day. I can research and find more information on how to keep my family healthy, and so it's become a big passion of mine to actually keep my family healthy. Through the last 6 years prior to LifeVantage, I actually became a Thermomix consultant. So I don't know if you've ever heard of the kitchen appliance that does everything. Well, I became passionate for it because it made a huge difference in my family's life. And so when it came to the time where I had to decide, what else can I do for my family to help with their health, this came across our path and we looked into it. I did the research. I love to research and to look into everything and just read what's out there. And my husband tried it. He was my guinea pig. And through that, he actually started experiencing better sleep and just feeling more energy and things that, the little things that make your life just that bit easier. And so I had to stop and think, how am I going to get this into my whole family? Because to me, my family is number one, and I've always been trying to help them with their health and our lifestyle. We've always been trying to improve our lifestyle so that we can have longevity in health. And so with that, we decided that this was something that we wanted my whole family on. And so we actually started my husband, and then I actually jumped in and bought the product kit. And with the product kit, it was enough product for our whole family to use, and I could start sharing with friends and family. And the biggest reason why that was important to me was I knew that there were friends and family who could also benefit from, a better health, and also with everything going on in our lifestyle, we don't always have control over things. So this kind of just grew and grew and grew. And so for the last 3 years, I have become passionate about what I'm going to share with you tonight. I have educated myself. I have learned a lot. And then I have shared so much because I feel that if you know something, if you watch a good movie, you're going to share it, right? If you're going to eat at a great restaurant, you automatically talk about it. So for me, this was part of that journey, is sharing with the friends and family. And then now I do with everyone. I talk to everyone about it because it's something that I know most people haven't heard of before. So what is it? Well, where did we start? Who are we? So our company is a biohacking company, but we all started back in 2005. So this company started by a biotech lab. It was a lab trying to develop a product that could switch on your pathways in your genes. And this is something that I will go into detail further on. But I wanted to share this with you because it is where we started. It's the foundation upon which we stand. So our company started in 2005. There was an ABC primetime report. It's like an Today Tonight for Australia. There was a company that came in and tried to disprove a product that was claiming that it could reduce oxidative stress by 40% in 30 days. And so this guy here, his name is John Quiones. He went in and took his blood tests and took the tablet for 10 days and then went to take his blood again to check his oxidative stress levels. Now, this report was actually recorded and aired on TV. So, of course, you know, them trying to disprove something already by taking it for a lot less time than what he should have taken it. It came back after the testing of the second time that his oxidative stress levels had dropped by 45% in those 10 days. And that was enough for the company to just kickstart its production. Overnight, we had $5 million worth of orders come in. We had amazing universities and independent companies coming to us saying, this is big and we'd love to try your products and start studying your products. And they actually bought the products independently and started doing their own research in the products. So with that, our company wasn't ready. We weren't ready for $5 million worth of orders. And so what we had to do was we had to basically backfill 8 months worth of orders. It took us to actually get to the point where we could produce this product and get it onto retail stores. So if you go into your pharmacy and look at all those supplements standing in a row, I was there just recently, and it's quite confusing. I don't know about you, but I actually don't know which ones are the best quality, which ones work for what, other than what stands on the bottle. And so this bottle was saying that it could help protect and reduce oxidative stress and protect your body. And at the time, no one knew what oxidative stress was. So it was quite a hard product to market in a store where all these other supplements are next to it. So over time, we had to get in a researching team because at that time, in 2009, we were selling half a bottle per store per month. And that was huge. So after such big interest, we knew that this was something that was so powerful and so important for everyone to find out and use. We had to get it out there. So we did research and came back that direct sales was way more efficient than what retail could ever be because we can tell the story. We can actually share and, share our experience, educate people on what oxidative stress is. So direct sales outsold retail by 300% in 6 months. Now, through that time, by that time, we had actually became a company and we'd become known in the field of nutrigenomics. Now, nutrigenomics is how nutrition and genes interact, and it's specifically the scientific studies on how they interact. So we can look at different things we eat and how that affects our DNA. And this market has grown. It has grown incredibly fast because the way the world is moving is it's moving away from supplementation and into this new field of nutrigenomics, which we can switch on and help our body regulate the genes that we do have in our body that needs to work at ultimate levels. So biohacking is a word we fall under and we love using because it explains exactly what we do. So have you ever heard of hijacking? I mean, everyone's heard of a hijack or hijacked. What that means is it's taking over and using for a destructive purpose. We know that the way we live in the society we live in today is definitely not part of where we should be at ultimate levels. We know that things going on in the world today and at the moment is definitely a part of that hijacked life. You know, things we don't have control over that are physical, they're emotional, they're biochemicals that affect us, toxins, radiation, EMFs. There's so many things that affect our life in a negative manner. Biohacking, which is the opposite of hijacked, is how we take control of our biology. Did you know that you have more than 95% of your genes can actually be regulated and switched on and affected through your lifestyle choices? Well, what we do is we look at your genes and say, how can we optimize your genetic potential so that you can become the best version of yourself? And we use Nutrigenomics, which is nutrition and genes, to do that. So that little word, oxidative stress, we'll go back to that now. Oxidative stress is huge. It's a word that I didn't know existed before this company started talking about it or my friends started sharing with me. But what it is something that every single person has. So we know that the wrong foods affect us. We know that fumes and radiation affect us and lifestyle choices affect us. But did you know all those things affect our cells through free radicals? So free radicals is how they accumulate in your cells and they start attacking the cell and the cell starts to rust. And as the cell rusts, it actually starts to age. Now, it's part of the natural aging process, but when the balance of antioxidants, which we'll talk about, and free radicals start to waver, that is when we start to get higher levels of oxidative stress. Now, do you think it's a good idea to reduce oxidative stress? I do. The reason being is it affects every single system, every single organ, every single cell, tissue, and organism in your body. So if you know that this could be seen as part of the root cause of many illnesses and diseases, then it would be a great idea if we can reduce oxidative stress levels in our body. How do we do that? We eat healthy. We've always been told we can eat, high antioxidant food. It's good for you. Drink a glass of red wine. That's great. Even a punnet of blueberries is about 6,700 antioxidants per punnet, approximately, depending on the soil and the quality of the water and all the nutrients in the soil. So there's many different factors that affect our food. Now, when we look at food and any direct supplement that is an antioxidant, we're looking at how does that affect our free radicals in our body. The relationship is 1-to-1, so one free radical to one antioxidant molecule. In your body, you have a system or a switch or a key or a pathway, whatever you want to call it, you have something that is very unique. Every single cell in your hair, your skin, and inside your body has this pathway called NRF2. And NRF2 is something that I got excited about learning because I knew our bodies were amazingly uniquely created. How can we not have something that combats what's going on around us? So NRF2 is a pathway that switches on by the correct diet. Unfortunately, our diets have changed so much over the years that I doubt the pathway is even switched on to any levels that what we need to really combat our free radical damage. But when you switch this pathway on, or you switch the flip the switch, it actually starts producing antioxidants 1,000,000-to-1. So it kickstarts your body's what we call survival genes, and that goes on and makes catalase and glutathione and SOD. Now take a screenshot of this and go look up those 3 antioxidants, the words down the bottom. It is master regulators of your body. They're actually responsible for detoxifying and healing and doing amazing things. And that's all created in your body. So what does Washington State University say? Now, I love mentioning this study because it actually highlights the effectiveness and how important our NRF2 pathway is. And this was done on NRF2. It wasn't done on our product, but NRF2 may well become the most extraordinary therapeutic and most extraordinary preventative breakthrough in the history of medicine. It is our opinion that raising NRF2 is likely to be the most important health-promoting approach in the foreseeable future. That's incredible. To me, that is just mind-blowing amazing. It is probably something that every single person on this planet needs to know. And the reason is that we don't have control over our life. We don't have control over our health. And the more we look at what's going on around us, we know that we need to do something more serious than just eat healthy. So what does our products do? Protandim NRF2 switches on this amazing pathway. So NRF2 has been proven that we can lower oxidative stress through our synergizer, 40% in 30 days in a US study. It supports the natural cellular repair and rejuvenation process. And there was a US study that was independently done by the American National Institute of Aging. It was actually a government-funded study, a 9-year study. Now, at the end of this, they actually rang our board of directors. They were busy having a meeting, and our CEO received a phone call, and he said, you guys realize that we've been studying this product of yours amongst every single other natural supplement or anything we can get our hands on to see if it can extend your life. And so they mentioned resveratrol and turmeric and lots of different things. Then they said, do you realize that you are the only product to have extended life of male mice by 7%? That is huge. That's like saying it's extension of life of 5 to 7. Quality of life has been extended by using our products. And so that was an independent study, and we have many of those studies that have now been done independently from all other companies, or we don't actually support those studies. They were just done independently. Sorry. Okay, so Protandim are 5 ingredients, and you can see down the bottom there's turmeric, there's green tea, there's some other herbs that you might not have heard of before. But what's interesting about these herbs is it's actually not them on their own that does this. So in the graph up the top, you can see that green tea activates it quite a little bit, turmeric a little bit more, and then if you put some of them together, it switches on the pathway. But it wasn't until you have the perfect synergy of our product that it switched on the path 18 times more than some on their own. And so we have now got the BSCG approval because of that. And the BSCG is the Banned Substances Control Group. We also have the TGA, which is the Therapeutic Goods of Australia group. They have all studied our products, or not studied our products, but they've approved our product, which is a huge, huge banner for our health. So tested, tried, and confirmed. Some of these universities have done independent studies to look into our products. Others have actually developed their own NRF2 pathway products. And interestingly enough, all our studies, actually 26 of our studies, have been published on a site called pubmed.gov. So PubMed is a website that is the National Institute Library of Medicine. And I know there are many different studies, or actually thousands and thousands of studies that have been published. This is the gold standard of research. So if you haven't got your studies on this website, it may mean that, it might not have been found to be true. But once they're published on this, it has to go through a huge process to make sure that the studies have been proven and blind tested and reviewed. And then they pay a lot of money to get it published on this. So if you go look Protandim up on PubMed, you will find that we have 26 peer-reviewed studies on this product on PubMed. We also have some studies done by the American Heart Association, Skin Cancer Foundation, and many other universities. The American Heart Journal has actually featured us into their journal, which is interestingly the first natural supplement to be featured in their journal. So amongst all the studies, you will find interesting facts about many different things. But what I will suggest you also do is when you go to PubMed, go look up oxidative stress and a condition. And so we recommend people look up this, because we know that when oxidative stress is linked to something, it's a really great idea to reduce it, because we might have an effect on our health. So go look up Protandim and a condition, or oxidative stress and a condition, or even NRF2. By now, that we have over 17,000 studies done on NRF2 alone. It's becoming well known in universities, and many medical professionals have joined our company because of this incredible research. So the next product that we biohack, or the next part of your body we biohack, is what we call the NRF1 pathway. So your body has many different pathways, and some of them are dormant and some needs help regulating. So what we looked at is switching on the NRF1 pathway, and the reason is it's also part of your cell. So NRF2 takes out the rust in the body and takes out the junk. NRF1 switches on something called mitochondria. Now, if you haven't heard of mitochondria before, it's actually the engine of the cell. It's part of a very unique process to keep your energy in your cell working well, keeping all the processes working well, and then also another interesting about mitochondria is it's actually responsible for your metabolism. So we know that having mitochondria function well is very, very vital for your health. We've also done, or not we, but there's a lot of research done on NRF1 and mitochondrial dysfunction. So if you go look up mitochondrial dysfunction and a disease or an illness, or just, you know, energy, even like 95% of your energy is created in your mitochondria. It is very, very important that you have healthy mitochondria that create healthy mitochondria. So with the NRF1 Synergizer, again, it's 5 ingredients, and we switch on this pathway so that your body can help regulate its own mitochondria. The products itself don't supplement, they actually activate these pathways, which is really exciting. So we then go on to the gut health. Now, gut is something that a lot of people are talking about now. A lot of people have noticed that they don't feel as healthy as what they could when they eat certain foods, or they might be struggling with brain fog. They might be struggling with focus and mental clarity. The other thing that's interesting is your mood. So serotonin is actually made in the gut. So you can only imagine if your gut health is not working properly, you will probably be making less serotonin, and that's your happy hormone. And then also it's connected to melatonin, which is your good sleep hormone. So there's so many things that this is actually linked to, and we know the gut and the brain is connected, the gut and the kidneys, the gut and every single organ in the body works from the gut. So we know that we need to have a healthy gut. Now, our diets, again, aren't what they're supposed to be, and so there are many probiotics that we have on the market these days. But one of the biggest thing with our company is we don't just take a product and say, here is a product, use it. We actually try and be the best in the business, because we know that there are certain things that can just be thrown together and say, well, it's a probiotic, or it's, you know, it's a supplement. But we also know that there's certain things that can really benefit and help you excel in your health. So with our probio, we have very highly clinically tested strains that we've put in there. And also the capsule itself has a very special technology that takes 52 minutes to release. So once it's in your small intestines, it starts releasing, while most of your other capsules take about 7 minutes. And that means it releases in your stomach. Now, the importance of those two differences is that your stomach is so acidic, most of the good bacteria that gets in there actually doesn't have a chance to get to where it needs to do the work it needs to do. So when you can take it through your stomach and into your small intestine before releasing, we know people have much better benefits from using the products. And the bottle is amazing. It's got a desiccant lining, which keeps it from heat and humidity. You can put it next to your bedside table. You don't need to keep it in the fridge, which is really exciting. For those who do want to know what the strains are, here they are. And take a photo of it, go do some research. Honestly, each of those strains have been put in there for very important reasons, and they have incredible research behind them. Now, one of these strains I love to highlight is beta-glucan. Beta-glucan is your kickstart for your immune system. So as colostrum, which is the mother's first milk for a baby, that helps their body start producing, and supporting a healthy immune system. That's exactly what beta-glucan does. It actually supports your immune system, and it also supports the live bacteria that's already in there, the good stuff. So it's got a prebiotic in there as well, which feeds all the good bacteria. So together we call this the activated essentials, because we know they're essentials. And they're not something that you can just, take one and not the other. We know that each one have benefits by using on their own. Ultimately, you want to get all three if you want ultimate health. So your probio supports your gut health. Your NRF2 supports the free radical damage to your cells and all the rust in your cells. And the NRF1 enhances your energy levels. And together they work together. So with free shipping, it's a great bundle to get, and it works out $6 a day. Honestly, $6 a day is the amount for a coffee these days. So if you're buying a coffee, then this is something that is well within your range. The other thing that I want to mention is if you only look at all these products, what can you afford? I would always go with NRF2 first, because that is your hero. That is something that everyone needs to reduce is oxidative stress. And then if you can afford a bit more, go the NRF1 and 2 together, because NRF1 on its own can actually be taken alone, because it actually produces free radicals as these engines run really hard. It's like an exhaust that needs to be pumped out, and the antioxidants gobble up all those free radicals. So NRF1 and 2 work together, and we have heard people say that they've had quicker response and also less of a adjustment period when they do start the products, if it's NRF1 and 2 together. So with that in mind, we actually have some other products that really highlight, the benefits to NRF2 pathway. So go back again to oxidative stress. You remember how it affects every single system, organism, everything in your body? Well, it actually affects your skin and your hair. So with your skin, it's the first barrier. It's probably the one thing that you want always to keep healthy, because it is the barrier to many different illness and disease, to the sun, to radiation, and lots of different things. So we want to protect our skin. And so what we can do is we can use this system, which has been uniquely created with those same NRF2 ingredients to switch on those pathways. So the facial cleanser is amazing at keeping your healthy face clean, and then also removing your makeup. And then my husband actually uses it as a shaving cream. So he's found less ingrown hairs with using the facial cleanser, which he loves now. The perfecting lotion balances the pH and also evens the skin tone and blemishes. And the eye serum is incredible for under the eyes, any wrinkles, dark circles, and also has a prebiotic in it, so it can support the live bacteria around your eyes. And then the hero is the anti-aging cream. So this is actually one of the biggest discoveries among, next to the NRF2 protanum that goes on the inside. We actually had a study done by the Skin Cancer Foundation that reduced melanoma by 33% and the risk of getting it by 55%. Now, that was an independent study by this done by the Skin Cancer Foundation of the United States, and we knew that this was something that needed to happen on the outside of our skin. So we created this product because of that. This product doesn't have any of the nasties that a lot of other skincare products have. And the way you can test and look into that is down the bottom, you can see there's a Think Dirty app. Now that little Think Dirty sign is actually an app you can download and look at all the products in your house to see how safe they are for you. Now, some of the products are 1 to 3, which is healthy, and it's a good product to use. But then you start getting some major brand products that are measuring into the 5s, 6, 7, 8, and even 9s. I've seen a lot of products into the 9. Now, when it has such a high rating, it actually tells you exactly what ingredients are in there that's terrible for you. Now, there are endocrine disruptors, cancer-causing products. There are so many things that we need to look after our skin. The big thing about this skincare range is I found that it lasts me about 3 to 4 months, depending on how much I use it. And so that price is an amazing quality price for the quality of our skincare. Now, here are some of the testimonies of what people have experienced using the products. As you can see, the horse, that's a bit odd, but did you know that all mammals have the NRF2 pathway? So all cats, dogs, horses, cows. So if you've got a horse stud farm or you know someone who has horses, this is a great product to use. It's also the protanum on the inside works amazing for them. So the other thing that we have is aging. So many people, it's important to have, to look healthy, to look like you have vitality on your side, and to use a product that can protect your skin and look after your skin is the most important thing you can do. With that, we created a hand cream also, and the hand cream, I wish you guys could smell it. It just is beautiful. It's got a grapefruit eucalyptus fragrance, very fresh, and no oiliness, or it doesn't stay on the skin. It actually absorbs really well, and it creates a barrier on your skin. So for me, with a lot of hand washing of late, I have found that this is an incredible product to keep my hands healthy and not feel the impact of all that hand washing. And then the last product that we talk about is our hair care. So the hair care has again been designed to switch on the NRF2 pathway. Now, your skin takes 20 seconds before it absorbs, chemicals or anything else that goes onto your skin. Your scalp takes 5 seconds. That's how long it takes to start absorbing the chemicals in our shampoos and all the other bad stuff we have. So as you can see, our products have been tested and rated a 1 and a 2, which is very safe. And also we have won the Stevie Silver Award, which is like the Logies for products. And we've seen as best new product for 2019. I love my hair care range. It lasts me a good 3 months, and that's actually with my boys and my husband using it also. So this is an amazing family system that everyone can use. It's safe for everyone. And the exciting thing is the results that my hair has had since using this has been incredible. So we have some very special ingredients in this product to make it unique. Now, Hair Janelle actually switches on the pathway and regulates the pathway in the genes. Appy Scalp has been designed so that it can support the microflora on your scalp. And then Lanatalis protects and repairs hair damage caused by environmental assaults. So as you can see down the bottom, that little Think Dirty, as I mentioned before, anything over a 4, you don't want to use long-term at all. So we did an 8-day clinical study that was independently done, and we took 50 women, we got them to go wash their hair or comb their hair and then take a photo. And then over the next 8 days, they washed their hair and did everything they would normally do. And then they went back to get done the same way, to get combed out and taken a photo. And through that time, we found 58% less hair breakage, 51% reduction in scalp dryness, and 39% increase in hair volume, hair shine, and also damaged hair structures were impacted through that. And the results are for themselves. So this is actually one of the guys locally. His wife cut his hair, and then in 6 weeks' time, she took another photo after giving him a haircut, and they noticed a big difference in many different areas. And then we can, it's also been tested for all hair types, which is really important, and then also for chemically treated hair as well. So everything is safe, and you don't need a lot. I find I only need about a 10 to 20 cent piece to clean my hair, and then of course the same to moisturize it, and then I just put the scalp serum on after I've washed my hair. So with that in mind, I wanted to just quickly talk to you about something. Remember, I was saying that if you saw a good movie, you would talk about it, right? And if you saw, you went to a restaurant and you loved the food, you would naturally talk about how amazing they are. Well, it's exactly the same for our company. These products I got so excited about, I had to share with my family and friends, and I had to be the first one to share it with them, because if I didn't hop in and start talking about it, I knew that they would find out eventually, or they might find out sooner than what I actually thought. So for me, in the area that we live in, I jumped on board and I started sharing with people as we were experiencing the benefits from these products ourselves. And through that, I had also learned something called an S-curve. So I don't know if you've ever heard of an S-curve, but it's basically how momentum works. When everyone doesn't know about it, you're the innovator. So you're the one who stands out and just, tells people, and you've got to really show them what it is. But once they start experiencing it, they actually start sharing as well. And it starts to grow into early adopters and then early majority. We are well on our way to early majority in Australia. We are the 3rd largest in the company. So we've got, I think, Canada we've got Japan and the US before us. So we're really racing their tails. But as a company, 80,000 distributors worldwide. That is what we're looking at. They say for any market to be, full, we need at least 150,000 distributors per country. So in Australia, we have around 4,000 active distributors. And I know that as a company, we have grown immensely over the past 3 years that I have been involved. So we build globally. You can literally sit at your home and share right around the world. Now, for me, in today's society, I never knew how important this would be. We would, starting to build this business just from sharing and experiencing these amazing products to come to this point today where I realized that this is an opportunity that everyone needs to hear about, because everything is changing. Our whole society is changing in the way we look at how we can actually build a business, how we can actually survive and thrive. So one of the things that we talk about is validation in the company. So this company has been performing in many different markets. They have been working very hard to have a reputable source and a reputable company. And last year, in the middle of last year, Erin Brockovich actually joined our board of directors. So she's the first female board of director, and I was quite impressed when she joined, because I know how important her word is, how important it is when she supports a cause. The other interesting thing is, as a market, we are actually on the NASDAQ. So our company is on NASDAQ and we trade as well. So you can go look us up and you can also see how we've been performing. And the interesting thing about our company is January this year, we rang the closing bell of NASDAQ. We were invited to ring this bell. Now, that's a very unique opportunity. It's not something that just happens. It's once a year, one company gets the opportunity when they have been identified as a company that has strong growth, strong momentum, and future technology and potential. So to give you an idea, Facebook rang in 2012, Amazon rang in 2015, Uber rang in 2018. This year, we rang. And the amazing thing is, to me, was the fact that we are in an industry where we don't really have many competitors. There's not many companies out there that has so much validation behind a product to support nutrigenomics. So what is your potential in this business? Because we trade on NASDAQ, we actually have to have very, very high clarity into everything we do. So you can see exactly where the company spends their money, but you can also see an average every 2 years. They have to put out an average as to how much you could potentially earn as a distributor. So as you can see, Pro 1 and Pro 2 and Pro 3, they're your starting ranks. Pro 3 is your first leadership rank. And through that, you could possibly earn, my family's product. When I joined, I wanted to earn my family's product. I wanted to afford my family's product and maybe pay a few bills. That was my first goal. And then I started realizing that people needed this more than what I realized. And so I've been sharing my heart out and actually loving sharing and changing people's lives. And I've grown to a Pro 5 in 3 years. Now, everyone is different and everyone is different at every level. But as you can see, it's an average, but it actually starts looking into a full-time income. And we are now looking to replace my husband's income and retire him. So he works in the mines. He earns a very good income. And I never thought it would come to that where he will actually be able to look at living his dream. So he has a passion for farming, and I've got 3 boys and we want to get out into, and experience life. But we never thought that was possible because life just is the way it is and he works hard. So now we know that there are so much opportunities available to people who can see something before it goes into momentum. So have a think tonight as to who needs to hear these products, because honestly, you can just become a customer. 80% of our business is reliant on customers. So 80% of people love using these products. They don't particularly want to share the products, but they love the products and they just love being a customer. So as a customer, there's no joining fees. There's no being a part of anything in the business. You can just experience the benefits from using these products on a monthly basis or as a retail price once-off order. Now, we always tell people go wholesale, which is the monthly price, but you can always cancel at any time. There's no commitment to keeping your order going. And we also have an amazing price that goes with this option. I love the fact that it comes to my door, it's delivered, I don't need to go out and get it. And I know that my family's health is now more important than ever before. So we are all on the activated essentials as a minimum. But these are the different options available and you can see the prices as they go along. The other option is, I love the idea of trying the products. I love the idea of trying them all. And with that, I can actually start talking to people and referring them to whoever is going to support you in this journey, and they can share the information like you heard tonight, and you can receive the benefit. You can actually receive the benefit because they will be ordering from you. So with this, this is your investment into a business. Now, in today's society, if you were to start a mortar and brick business, it would cost you at least a minimum of $80,000 to $100,000 for a very small average business. And you would have to work your butt off to start paying that back and start making money. With this is an investment to your family. You can use these products for yourself. You can sell it to your friends or to whoever wants to try these products. But this is all you will need for your whole business investment. So this is a once-off purchase. It's not a monthly order at all. It's a once-off purchase to purchase your business opportunity. However, sometimes people want to try the products before they really just tell the world, and that is perfectly fine. The commitment to this as a business partner is one order coming to you per month at a minimum of 1 bottle of Protandim, for instance, which is 40 points. So there's not a lot of commitment to keep your business open. And we have many people who have started experiencing the products and then they realize they absolutely love it and they want to share with their family. And then we have other people who want to buy enough product for their family to give it a good try. Now, the biggest thing that we have found with this is most people try this 1 month, but they don't really receive the benefits because it takes time. So for every decade of your life, you need at least 1 month's supply. So if you're 40 and you're healthy, then an average of 4 months would be enough to say that you've given this a good trial to see if it works. However, we know that when it's on the inside the body, it may not be that you notice the things that you were hoping for right in the beginning. It may be doing something in the background before it starts targeting the noticeable differences. So we just tell people, if it's taken you this long to get to where you are now, how long is it going to take to reverse that effect? And how long is it going to take before it can start reducing oxidative stress, enough for your body to show the difference? So with that in mind, commit to at least 4 months. And then if you feel that you're really going to give this a good benefit and a good try, I would say 6 to 8 months. That's when I know that our family experienced the most benefit, was at the 8-month mark. My son started concentrating in school. He started learning better. We started as a family, we were healthier and we were more alive. We had more passion for life and it's grown from there in so many different ways. And now we notice little things even today. We notice the longer we've taken it, the better it's become. So with this, the timing, it's not going to be long before most people will have heard of NRF2 or have heard of oxidative stress. So if you're the only one in your family and friends group that haven't heard of this before, then I would say this is something that you might want to look at just talking to them about. The products, we have incredible products that you can rely on because of the research behind them and the validation. And then of course, the payment plan and how many options and differences. We have one of the best payment plans in the industry, which is incredible. And to me, the support and mentorship has been absolutely mind-blowing. We love supporting each other as a team. We get together on a regular basis. We have retreats. We have weekly calls and training and one-on-one coaching for those who need the support. But join us in this journey as we share with others and we help others live the best version of themselves. So with this in mind, I just wanted to share this last study to you to give you an idea or a snippet into how important it is to switch on your NRF2 pathway. It says that when it finds a problem, NRF2 essentially goes back to the cellular nucleus and rings the alarm bell, where it can turn on up to 200 genes that are responsible for cell repair, detoxification of carcinogens, protein and lipid metabolism, antioxidant protection, and other actions. In their report, the scientists call it the longevity assurance factor. So with that in mind, being here online, sitting in your own house, thank you so much for joining us and learning more about these products. I'm going to stop the recording and then open up for questions. All right, has anyone got any questions?